Jack's Video Diary presents. Hang on, let's. Cheers.
Here we are again.
Yep. I'm here with a cup of tea, and my gran's there stuffing her face with a biscuit.
No, I'm not.
Shows you biscuit. Yeah, alright, I think it's a... Oh, no, it's a pickup. I'm going to say bourbon.
Advertising.
So, today, product placement. So, today's going to be a different video for you guys. It's going to be a Jack's Video Diary episode. And today we are discussing the
Something
supernatural.
I wanted to discuss.
Yeah, my gran's wanted to discuss this for ages because she is all about ghosts. If you come up to her and you say, what's your favourite thing in the world, she'd probably say ghosts, and that's not a good thing because you can make some damn good stories with ghosts, can't you?
Yeah.
I mean...
Real ones.
Yeah? No, I mean, like, ghosts are great because you can make a good horror story.
Oh, yeah,
with
you could
ghosts.
make a good horror story up, but I know some real, proper,
Oh, yeah, I know.
what have actually happened ghost stories.
So let's kick today's episode off with... Do you believe in ghosts?
Absolutely.
Have you seen a ghost?
No.
No. Have you felt a ghost's presence?
Oh, I have seen a ghost. Yes, I have. Your granddad great.
Shit.
Yeah, you've known about this in the tree. In
Oh,
the gardens.
Yeah.
The week after he
The
died.
week after he died, you saw him stand behind the tree.
I saw him stood behind a tree. Well, he was there, and the second I looked at him, he stepped back.
Wow.
And I can still see the picture in my mind's eye. Everything what he had on.
Yeah.
He used to wear a short blue work jacket,
Yeah.
like a boiler suit type thing, and blue jeans. And that's what he had on, and that's what he had on the day he died.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow, that is
And
low-key.
I mean, how many years is this now? You was
10 years.
10 years
10
ago.
years, because it was 2013.
You were 3.
Yeah, I was 3 years old,
Yeah.
can you believe that?
And I can remember, I can see it as clear as anything in my mind. I was stood, and you was in your pram.
Yeah.
And
it were a rainy day, weren't it?
It was a drizzly day, yeah.
Yeah.
And I just turned round, and as I turned, I saw him, and the minute I saw him, he stepped back, and he were gone. But I have that picture in my mind as clear as anything.
So that is a very interesting tale about how my gran has
Yes, I
seen
have seen a ghost.
a ghost of my great-grandfather.
Yeah, my dad.
My gran's dad, Ronnie, Ronnie's dad. Now we're just gonna like discuss all the ghost things that we've experienced through
That's
our
right,
lives.
yeah.
Now I haven't really experienced this. My mum has
In the house you used to live
in the house that I used to live in when I was like newborn.
From being about 18 months.
From being about 18
to,
months old to 2 years old, we used to live in a house, and I used to call it the brown house.
Why did you
because
call
it had a brown door.
It had a brown door.
I used to call it the brown house. I even remember once saying brown house.
Brown house.
But we're not going on to that.
No.
Now, this could make a good horror movie, but...
I mean,
long
you lived
sto-
there on your own with your mum, didn't you?
Yeah, I mean, I had no clue, to be honest with you, up until
You was
I saw
older.
one thing
What
in the house. I'll get to that in a
Right.
bit. But hang on a minute, let me just say this. Long story short, the house was infested by ghosts.
Well, there was a lot of ghosts.
Or just probably one ghost
Yeah.
doing it all. I mean,
Well, when I was staying with you one weekend, and you was in your cot, asleep,
Crib.
or on the bed, on the settee
Yeah.
asleep. I can't remember now.
sofa.
But sofa.
I'm saying it to all the Americans out there.
Me and your mum was sat, and all of a sudden we heard this like a.
Yeah.
This was in the kitchen that was just behind us, like a scraping along the worktop, and then like a bottle top scraping along the worktop, and then going onto the floor.
Yeah.
And I knew I'd heard it, but I didn't want to scare your mum. And so I pretended I hadn't heard anything. What it was, it
Like
was
you
the top.
pretended.
It was the top off your baby's bottle, what she
That's
left
it,
on the
yeah.
worktop. And I pretended I hadn't heard it because I didn't want to scare her. And then she looked at me and she went, "You heard that, didn't you?"
And
I
then
went,
you said
"No."
She were really like, No.
No. So I said, I'll prove it, I'll go in. And lo and behold, when I went into the kitchen, the bottle top was on the floor. And she said, you picked it up, haven't you? And I went, no. It's still there.
It's
and she
definitely...
said, I know it was on the floor. She said, I know it was. But your
Yeah.
mum said many a time when she was there on her own with you, and she'd be in the living room,
Yeah.
and there'd be like washing up left on the drainer, knives and forks, and she'd hear the knives like
Move on the
move
worktop.
about, yeah,
On the
move-
counter.
well, on the sink drainer,
Yeah.
like the metal bit.
Yeah.
And then one day when you was on the bed in the front bedroom, and she was getting ready in the morning, and she heard a noise in the bathroom
Yeah.
that was like over the little corridor, just outside the bedroom
Are
door.
we talking about the part where everything was knocked off?
Yeah, everything was knocked
I remember seeing that.
off. Do you remember seeing that?
Yeah.
Wow. So you must have been like
I mean,
getting
I
off
was-
at 2 then.
I was young, I was 2, but I definitely remember seeing everything.
It was all in the
place.
sink.
All
All the toothbrushes, everything that was on a shelf had all been knocked into the bathroom sink.
Definitely
She was
remember
always
that.
frightened of going into the bathroom
Yeah,
and leaving you in the bedroom.
because
and
she didn't
she
want
was-
the door to shut.
Yeah, she was scared of the door shutting and not being able to get the door open. But
That's low-key horrifying.
I know, yeah. It must have been really, really scary for
Yeah.
her. I don't think I perceived it as much as it should have been. And then another time when she was there in the kitchen, it was during the day, and she said she heard the front door open.
Oh yeah.
She heard the front door open
And she heard
close.
the cars whizzing past.
Yeah,
And
because you were on a main road, weren't you?
yeah.
And then she heard me shout, Caroline.
Oh god,
And I
that's
weren't
creepy.
there.
That is creepy.
And she went in the living room going to say, what you doing here? And I wasn't even there.
Fun fact about that.
Mm.
Did you know that if you hear somebody familiar's voice calling you and they're not there, it's a demon
I've
wanting
heard
you?
that before, yeah, I have heard that before. So,
I nearly said a very bad word then.
and then she saw that baby's shadow on the wall, didn't she?
remember
a
that.
baby, like a toddler running. But
Yeah.
she thought you got off the settee because you were having a nap, weren't you?
I think I remember seeing that.
No, I don't know, I can't say.
I mean,
no, you was asleep.
right, but I think I remember seeing
On another time.
no, that time. Well, I don't know if it happened more
You
than
was
once or
asleep.
anything, but I
You were
remember
asleep.
seeing the shadow of a toddler.
Well,
Believe me.
I'm not denying it, Jack.
No,
but
because I remember seeing it.
that day you were asleep on settee and she thought you got up.
Yeah.
And she went in and you were still asleep on the settee, but she'd seen the shadow of the child on the wall. Yeah. What else was there?
There's
lots
another
more.
thing I want to tell people about this
Go
one.
on, yeah.
I mean, just for the record, this isn't the first house that my mum has stayed in that's been haunted.
No, I
Like,
lived in-
she has a curse with haunted houses. Luckily,
Your mum and me.
and my gran.
Yeah.
Luckily, the one now isn't.
Well, I'm not so sure sometimes. Nah, I've
Please
not
don't
seen,
say that.
Not here. I've not seen.
Not in this house. I mean, my house.
Oh, well, you are. No. No.
This house is haunted. This house is.
Well, I've never
haunted.
seen anything.
I've heard a couple of things. Now, you know when we do those skits about the haunted door shutting and stuff, that we're just messing around with that, but some things have happened.
I
You know,
haven't seen
like
anything.
Grandad calling your name and then
Oh, and
it's
then
like,
we do a
what?
lot of name calling, don't we?
Yeah,
And then we're not there.
Grandad said that he heard you shout
Shouting
him,
him.
and
That's
then he
right,
went down.
yeah.
And
I'm
you're like,
just a demon. Yeah. But, I mean, many years ago, I think your mum was probably about 10, maybe a bit younger. And I were in the front bedroom here.
Yeah.
And have you ever heard of orbs? You know, the balls of light.
Yeah.
And I were in the bed, and I was like, it was like, I'm looking at these balls of light dancing about in the corner of the bedroom, and I never even thought, oh, that's weird, them are orbs. I never even give it a thought. And I was just thinking, wow, that looks nice. And it weren't until a long time after that it struck me that, oh my, what they were. Because they're supposed to be like a spirit before it manifests itself.
oh.
That's what an orb is.
Right.
Having said that,
Creepy.
that day when it was your birthday, I think it
remember
was
that.
the year after your
I remember
granddad,
that.
your great
Yeah,
granddad died.
2014. It was here as well.
Yeah.
And weren't it,
It was-
really bright, or I saw some glowing
There was,
orbs?
you was in the hall and there was, on the stairs, there was a really, really bright light. A
Yeah.
really bright light, because we were trying to say it was coming from the sun, but it
But
weren't.
it
It was
weren't.
on the stairs.
It was on the stairs, because I remember seeing a
Yeah.
picture of it.
Yeah, we took a
We
picture.
took a
didn't we?
picture.
Yeah.
And I'm sure there was another one where my mum said there's an outline of somebody.
Right. I can't remember.
On
In
the
it,
picture.
in that,
Yeah, in that.
in that.
There's a vague outline of
Yeah.
somebody.
I'd have to really search. For
I mean,
that.
it obviously might have been, relatives, either my great granddad or granddad Jimmy, other people.
Yeah. But it was funny. It was like on your birthday. On your birthday.
And there's been other stuff as well.
Yeah.
I want to get to the really, really creepy one at the end of the video, so stay tuned for that.
Which one's that? Oh yeah.
I'll tell them after, right? Because that is freaky.
That was at the Brown House as well, weren't it?
I can't say as I remember that one myself.
No.
I remember
that was the first thing that happened to her in the Brown House soon after you moved in.
Don't tell them
No,
yet.
you've got to tell it now. Go on.
No, I want to talk about something else first.
Well, I'm trying to think what else there was.
Yeah,
now.
I know. I have something.
Ghosts, go on. Yeah.
Yeah, go. You said ghosts then.
No, ghosts.
But
go on.
like you just said, how it's I had an itchy back then. How it's weird every time it's on my birthday.
Yeah.
It is on every birthday, really, because when people take pictures of my birthday, in the background I've seen glowing orbs.
Orbs of your
on my birthday videos, like when I did that one of my Venom T-shirt that I got about 2 years ago.
Here or at your
at my house,
right?
There were, in my room as well.
Right.
There were glowing orbs all around the video. It's
Yeah.
very hard to watch.
Yeah.
Actually.
Right. Oh yes, I remember. Your mum showed
Yeah.
it me, didn't? Of course.
No,
It was only the
other
other
people
year
had
that,
argued.
wasn't it?
2021.
Yeah. COVID. Around COVID.
Yeah.
It was your
give or
COVID
take.
birthday.
No, my COVID birthday was 2020.
All right. All right. Well, it was the year after then.
Yeah.
I've just remembered another one that happened to me at the Brown House. When I used to stay with you at weekends, and I used to be in little bedroom.
Oh yeah.
And I woke up at middle at night one night, and it was a really, really strange atmosphere in bedroom, really weird. And like I turned over in the bed, like to face the door, and I got on the side of the bed. Now this follows me in a lot of places. That particular thing that
The knock on the
happens.
door.
No,
The knock on the bed.
on the side of the bed, and I'm that scared that I'm trying to say either go away or what do you want, but my mouth won't move. It's like paralysed.
Shit, that's poltergeist shit. That's.
And that happened to me when I went to stay in a flat in
Oh.
Blackpool with Grandma Great once as well.
Really?
The flat we were in was haunted.
I remember you telling me about that, and it happened there as well. The knock.
God.
How do you do that?
From getting in that flat, I was because your gran was going to have the bedroom with the bed, and I was going to sleep on the pull-out bed in like the living room part. And right from getting there, I was dreading going to bed, dreading going dark. I thought, I do not want to go to bed.
I mean, I'm still afraid of the dark now.
But but I knew there was something there. I knew it. Anyway, your gran went to bed, and I thought, I'm just not going to sleep. I was just so scared. You know when you're that scared, you're sweating, but you're cold.
I've experienced one or two of them in the night.
So,
Majorly.
Again, in bed, lay up all, and I got on the side of the bed. Oh, and it's horrible. Again, my mouth wouldn't move. I just knew
you couldn't find the words to say go away or
like that. It just wouldn't come out.
It's like, in a way, night terror. Is it night terrors? I'm not saying that it's a dream. I'm just saying it's like you're that scared about what you're gonna see.
Yeah.
You can't move or talk.
That same night. I can't remember actually if it was the same night or the night after. Again, I were in bed, I weren't sleeping, and I heard your gran shout me,
Mhm.
Jean. Oh, well, Jean. I am called Ronnie because I'm called Veronica, but
Yeah,
she
Jean.
calls me Jean. She shouted, Jean. Like, I thought, oh, God, what's up? You know, so I went flying into the bedroom. What do you want? And she's fast asleep in bed, snoring, nothing. So who had shouted me?
That is hardcore freaky.
Yeah, who had shouted me?
Hardcore freaky business.
Scary, scary place.
And then
It's not so bad being scared at all. It's not nice being scared when
I don't know. It's bad being scared.
But when you're somewhere strange.
Yeah. Why is there something behind?
No.
Tell them about that one that you experienced when you were a child. When.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, like when I was little, we lived in a house. And I was always terrified because I always felt as though I was being watched.
Side note, my gran was a very scared child.
I was. I'm not anymore.
Child. No, she's hard as nails now, literally.
No.
I think she passed that on to me because I'm scared of everything.
You won't be as you get older. But same, every 10 minutes I'd be shouting, night, night. And your poor gran and grandad were saying, good night, got to sleep. So on this one particular night, I had actually gone to sleep, and looking at the fact that I was probably about 8 or 9 years old now, I weren't a baby.
No, 8.
This goes to show how scared I was. And this particular night, I had gone to sleep, and the next thing I know, your gran's coming in to my bedroom in the middle of the night. She said, come on, get up, you're coming in with us. So I don't know what had happened that had made her...
apparently my great-gran never told her.
No, she never said. But anyway, I went in and snuggled down with them. I thought, oh, this is all right. You know, I'm all right.
Yeah, living the life here.
And I just got into bed. And as I got into bed, like we were all in there, and the landing light came on its own. And I heard my dad, your granddad great, go... Oh, like he had to get up and go and turn the light off. So something had turned the light on the landing. So, and then I just always felt as though I was being watched, and that, you know,
eerie feeling.
Yeah, I couldn't. They were a big house. It was a big house, and the stairs were big in it, you know, and I was always looking round when I were on the stairs as though somebody was at the top of the stairs watching me.
Watching you.
I never saw anything.
No.
But there was something there.
You can feel it with your senses, can't you?
Yeah.
Like, I won't lie, sometimes I feel a little bit watched in this room.
In here?
In the living room here.
Right.
I feel a little bit watched.
Right.
It's not a major eerie feeling.
That could be your granddad great, couldn't it?
Yeah, because I wouldn't say that it's a bad feeling. No. I just feel a little bit watched. Yeah. That's all.
But when Grandad Jimmy died, your mum was staying over the road at a boyfriend's that your dad's house at the time, and me and your dad. Yeah. Your granddad, sorry, had gone out. This is getting confused. I'd gone out with my husband, your granddad, had gone out, and your mum could see over here, like in the mornings, the sun had shined in, and she could see right in.
Yeah.
And she said, without a word of a lie, she saw, well, we had presumed it was Grandad Jimmy because he hadn't died long before, but sit in the chair, or sit on the settee, in front of the window and get up. And she was like, well, she couldn't text me then because I didn't have a phone.
Yeah.
But when I come back, she was saying, why didn't you go when you said you were going? And I said, we'd gone. And that's when she said, well, I saw somebody sat on the settee. But I'd been here on my own when your granddad's been in hospital.
Yeah.
And absolutely, I've come through here in the dark and checked stuff out.
That's weird.
I made myself do it because I thought if you start off by being scared, you'll always be scared. You've got to face it.
I'd never do that.
But I mean, I wouldn't have done not many years ago, but now when your granddad's been in hospital, I walk through here in the dark. I'll go and check if I've locked the back door. I'll go to bed. I'll turn the lights out. Just wouldn't bother me. I just wouldn't do it. Wouldn't bother.
Well, it seems to me like you have had a poltergeist following you.
No, I wouldn't say it was a poltergeist. No,
And not the
no.
Grandad Jimmy part,
No,
or the...
poltergeists are bad.
Yeah, I know, the knock on the bed part.
Oh, that bit.
I
yeah,
mean,
things
no,
like...
no good ghost makes you want to stitch your mouth.
No.
You know.
Well, that, yeah, but up to now, watch it will do tonight. I don't think that's happened here. I don't think so.
No.
I can't remember it.
Really?
Only at the Brown House and when I were on holiday.
I don't think I can recall anything
No.
like that happening.
So, are you going to tell them about the one that you wanted to keep to the end?
Yeah.
They might not think it's scary.
Honestly, bro.
Do you want me to tell it?
No, I want to
Well,
tell
go
it.
on, because you were only a tiny baby.
Honestly, bro.
And this is what your mum's told you,
Yeah.
isn't it?
Yeah, now I believe it because I know even when I was a baby in the Brown House, I knew that my mum was scared.
Mm.
I could just sense it.
Yeah.
Like, I could actually sense something
Yeah.
as a baby in
Yeah.
the house. I don't know, kids
Oh, kids pick
pick
up
on
stuff.
that
Yeah,
a lot,
definitely.
and I still do.
Yeah.
I still do. But this is by far one of the creepiest ones. I think my gran has experienced one of the most creepiest. My mum has experienced one of the most
Well, this
creepiest.
was your mum's most creepiest, what she says.
Yeah,
This one.
this was one of the most creepiest because my mum had a doorbell,
No, it was a baby alarm.
baby alarm, and all the creepy things happen on a baby monitor alarm thing, don't they?
So you'd only been there a week and you was about 18 months old.
Yeah, I was in the bed sleeping in my cot, in my crib.
Yeah. You were downstairs with
Yeah.
her and it was night time.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden, through the baby alarm, what started playing?
One of the most creepiest songs ever. Ring a roses,
won't ever listen
pocket
to it,
full
will
of
she?
body, a tissue. We all fall down.
Yeah. But she will not listen to that nursery rhyme. If anybody mentions it, she'll go mad, won't she?
Yeah, it's like she literally
Shut
goes,
up.
no!
No.
It's like something
So,
activates demon
yeah.
mode.
Yeah.
So I think it could have been. I think it was a ghost haunting the Brown House because I forgot to tell you about this. This is an interesting part. It's not that well. It's creepy in a way, but apparently my mum did some research about it.
Oh,
The
yeah,
Brown
right.
House.
Go on, remind me.
I forgot the name of it.
There'd been a fire, hadn't
Yeah,
there?
there'd been a bad fire in that house where we were living in a long time ago.
Yeah.
And a child,
I think a child
a
was
baby.
killed. Yeah.
a baby, and an old man.
I'm not sure now.
I think it was a child, baby, and an old man that was killed in
That
the house that was on fire. And I think after that, my mum saw for a split second an old man.
Oh, she did. Well, she saw an old man and a younger man, didn't she? She said the younger man was stood in the living room with like a red plaid shirt on.
Wow, I totally forgot about that. That's just like made. Yeah, I remember that.
And she'd seen an old man, but I don't know where that was.
In the kitchen.
In the kitchen.
Apparently,
right.
she only saw him though for like.
But you do. It's like when I saw my dad, it was only a split second.
Yeah,
But then she had the banging on the back door, didn't she?
Yeah, and there's loads of stuff. I can't possibly go on about all of them in this one video, but there was another one as well that's pretty creepy. Because there used to be you could park in the back.
Mhm.
They had like a
the car. Yeah, you could drive your car in.
I had a drive-in garage in the back of the house, and apparently when my mum looked in the back window, she saw something looking back out of the window. But as she looked there, it like moved.
Yeah. Probably her. She'd scare herself.
Probably the tethered of her.
Yeah. But that banging on the back door.
I don't remember
Don't
that.
you remember? Yeah, she said there was like she had a double back door, didn't she? She had a back door and a security door on the outside. And she went living room, and it started off like as a knock, and it got louder and louder and louder, banging on the back door.
Like,
because she wondered if it was George next door. Yeah. She wondered if it was a neighbour next door knocking, but it weren't.
Wow. So I think that's all for today. Can I fit something else?
Whatever.
Can I
if
fit
you like
something
this
else
one?
in?
What?
This wasn't the Brown House. This was another house. I don't know.
Right.
Stanley Road.
Oh, Stanley Road. Yeah.
Was that house haunted? In a way.
She always lives in haunted houses. She's
I know.
took it off your gran. But, yeah, there
This
was
one
some
now
things.
that we live in isn't.
There was a couple of things, I think, that happened in there. Are you talking about that bloke that were outside?
I can't
when
remember.
in snow?
Oh, yeah, I'm talking about that. And there was another one where she saw a TV come on.
Oh, no, that was before you. That was when she lived
I know.
on Stamford Road in Leeds.
Stamford Road in Leeds.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, a TV all went to static and then a face came on it, didn't it?
Yeah.
And the bedroom lampshade would swing.
Yeah, but she did say recently that she thought that were a dream because that day she watched Scary Movie 2.
All right.
And in the movie it has that demon from The Exorcist.
All right.
You know.
But the lamps did used to swing.
Yeah, and it was possibly haunted, but the face on the TV was probably from Scary Movie.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
But what was the other thing we were going to say? You said a minute ago about another one.
That's it. I think if we
went...
went...
about the man outside when
it was
on
snowing.
Stanley Road.
When it was snowing.
And you were... August, September, October, November. You were only 4 months old and your dad were at work.
Yeah.
And I think she was sweeping snow off the path, weren't she? And there was a young man across the road. She said it was snowing and been cold and it was like just going dark. And he didn't have like heavy clothes on, just a jacket. And he said something to her, but I can't remember what it was.
Like...
I have no idea. I can't remember. I'd have to ask her.
Something along the lines of mean or like
what?
Scary or
nice. No, it weren't. It weren't anything scary.
My mum had like a theory.
Yeah.
Take this with a grain of salt. I'm not saying it's true, but my mum had a theory saying, "Hey Jack, what if it's you from future?"
No, well, she said he had very dark hair.
My hair's going dark.
Yeah,
Look at that.
It won't be that dark.
Look at that.
But
it's black.
No, she said he had a light coloured jacket on and very dark hair, and he was not stood right facing the house, but just a little bit higher up, and he did shout something to her.
But his mouth weren't moving.
His mouth weren't moving. That's right. Anyway, she just got in quick and locked the door, didn't she?
That's funny. Well, that'd be the reasonable choice. I mean, if you were in a horror movie, if they made a horror movie based on the Brown House, they'd get a character like Sidney Prescott.
Who's Sidney Prescott?
From Scream. You know, Sidney. They'd get a character who can't act and in the horror movie. If I'm saying they could do a very good horror movie based on the Brown House.
Yeah, they could.
They could
do a brilliant movie on that.
You see, my mum made the reasonable choices, and when something happened, she wouldn't go looking for the ghost.
No.
Like people in horror movies go,
I'll open this window and look out and this door. I just remembered one more before we go that happened to your Grandma Gray, and this was another haunted house, and this was in Durker in Oldham.
Our history
give the address. I won't give the proper address. And your Grandma Gray was probably about 18 or 19 at the time, and she lived there with her mum and dad and her other sister, and that house was haunted. They used to have like wind up radiograms and they'd come on, start going in the middle of the night and things like that.
Oh God.
But this particular one was, they were all in bed and they used to have a carpet runner. You know what a carpet runner is? Just going up the middle of the stairs.
Yeah.
It didn't go on the edges. So they did have a bit of carpet. And at the top of the stairs there was a little window that opened out on a stick thing. Anyway, they were all in bed, and they all heard it. They all heard people would wear clogs in them days.
What are clogs?
Like hard shoes.
Right.
Well, no, it was just after clogs.
Right.
But they heard, clogs running up the stairs, but it wasn't on carpet, it was on wood. Like, they were running up the stairs in clogs, and the little window at the top of the stairs, they could hear it open and, open out, and then that were it. It just stopped. And at that same house, my brother, I don't think I was born then or I was a baby, and he was stood at the top of the stairs in this house, and my mum was stood at the bottom of the stairs.
This is creepy.
And I think he was about 5 or 6.
Yeah.
he might have been 7, and he were being naughty, he wouldn't come down.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden, he will launch from the back.
Oh my
It
god!
was literally, she said you could see his back go in.
Like that.
Like that. And he
Like
faced
something
downstairs.
literally.
Yeah, pushed him down the stairs.
Oh my god!
Yeah.
Bro, I think we need to
You're not
stop.
going to be sleeping tonight.
No.
Are you?
I think I'm going in my room after.
I should think you are. Right.
Anyway,
folks,
bye guys.
I
That
hope you've
was
enjoyed
that
this.
was a,
Let us know if you have.
yeah, but put a like on. I know you can't put a comment on because my comments are disabled for some reason. Don't ask me.
But put a like on because it's fun talking about spooky things.
We could do an episode 2 if you wanted to one time.
I'd have to think, but I'm sure there's lots more.
I mean, there is loads more in the brown house that I still haven't told you about. If I did in this all one episode, then we'd be there forever.
And really, it was that bad in the brown house that your mum used to have a strong Bacardi and Coke every night
to get drunk and
no,
forget.
not to get drunk, but to help her through it.
Yeah, but like to numb her brain of
Yeah,
the stuff that were going on.
yeah.
You know,
And I feel bad now because I
You
didn't
didn't
realise.
listen.
I didn't realise it was as bad as it was.
Yeah, but things like
But
that
she
happen.
never acted as though it was. It really,
No.
you know.
Probably not to you.
It was only after she left that house that she told me properly what had gone
What
on.
happened?
And I used to stay downstairs in that house after you and your mum
And
had gone to
nothing
bed.
happened.
I'd be ironing at like 1:30 in the morning.
Oh my god!
And there was nothing happening whatsoever.
Wow.
Right, so till next time.
Till next time, I hope that creeped the absolute